Hey everyone, Wolvin and Runa here. Hope you're having a wonderful day today.
And just a reminder, our song Paradise will drop on the 22nd of July. So please follow our socials so that you won't miss it.
Yes, our Instagrams are listed down at the description below, and Runa's channel should be down there as well, and it will be on the top right corner, so check her out, subscribe to her.
So anyways, today we'll be doing a Q&A session about our upcoming song.
Yes, so if you have any burning questions about Paradise, or maybe even about me and Runa, stay tuned because it's gonna be a very fun session. Okay, so we have several questions and we might go through them all, we might not go through them all, so just, to spice things up a little bit, we'll be using a random name picker. It should show up on screen as well, but we'll be using this. So let's see what question number 1 is. Question number 8. That's our first question. Question number 8 is favorite part of the process and least favorite part of the process. So if you see at the files I have for Paradise, I think Runa saw this as well. So I would write the names of the files as Paradise After Error 1, and I have After Error files up to I think it's 8 or 9. And the reason for that is that my logic kept on crashing while I was editing. It was so annoying and frustrating because it kept on happening and I didn't know why. And it stressed me out so much. So that's my least favorite part of making Paradise. How about you, Runa?
Actually, least favorite part is a bit more difficult to answer than most favorite part, just to be honest. I did more of the drums for sure. Yeah, actually I think that's one of my favorite parts as well. This is the first time I actually tried to explore on how to create different drum combinations in MIDI. How we collaborated in BandLab. That was pretty interesting as well. And another favorite part, it has to be the part when we discovered how to put the perfect drop.
But yeah, making stuff in BandLab was quite interesting as well. Because I think that's the first time we tried BandLab.
It's one of the first times I exposed myself to MIDI through BandLab. So a lot of exploring took place, and yeah, creating the drums for the whole song was a pretty interesting and memorable part of the process.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's move on to the next question. Oh, next question is question 7. Right, the one right before it. Okay, so question 7 is something part of the initial draft that did not make the cut but you still liked. Most of the stuff we wrote actually made it to the final draft.
Yeah, the difference that the obvious difference that you could find in the draft and the final draft was actually the drum sort of changed in terms of its sound, but that's
just the type of drum, but the actual sequencing of the drums was exactly the same. Just probably I edited some notes here and there, but for the most part it's pretty much the same. Oh, we changed the lyrics quite a lot actually, now that I think about it. The lyrics changed a lot from the draft.
Well, technically, we sort of modified the message of the story and the process.
I think I actually like the message we have better, so it's not something that I regret changing. But it's just that we didn't actually change a lot of stuff. The only thing that we changed quite drastically, other than the sound, is the lyrics.
I think one more thing, unless we're talking about only the instrumental drafts, we sort of put the melody as well, right, in piano sound in the drafts. And I remember that in one of them, we sort of added second voice for the final chorus in piano, and that did not exactly make the final cut because we eliminated the second voice for the final chorus before the outro. Next question.
Next question. Question 3. Why paradise?
Well, technically, the message of the song is finding peace, right? After having a past that you need to leave behind. And when we talk about paradise, it's like somewhere that you feel comfort, somewhere you feel peace, somewhere that you feel safe and secure, and like you're not taunted by past trauma or pressure. So paradise sort of fits in the message of how you find peace after you're able to move on and find more meaning in life. You?
Yeah, I think the same way too. Because when you say that something is paradise, or like something feels like paradise, you're usually referring to something that's nice, that's peaceful, that makes you forget about everything bad.
But yeah, I think that's probably what I can say about why the title is called Paradise.
Okay, let's move on. Number 2. Okay. Why 3 languages? This is interesting. Why 3 languages? My answer to this is why not? Because it's interesting to have 3 languages. Like, you've heard songs with 2 languages. There are probably some with 3 languages, but it's not that often. I think it's just interesting as well because the way we structured it as well, on how Runa sings exclusively the Japanese parts and I sing exclusively the Indonesian parts, also kind of builds like these 2 characters within the song that's singing together, and I think that's just fascinating in a way. But for the most part, why not? Like, I just want to. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think that can be one reason, as in 2 characters, and another one, for the Indonesian parts, it sort of also reflects our actual identity as Indonesians. That's one. And for the Japanese parts, in a way, it sort of reflects on how most of my videos will be covering or singing Japanese songs. So that's like sort of part of who I am in the musical career. And another one, like using more languages sort of covers a wider range of languages that our audiences, our listeners will understand. Like when Japanese people listen, they can sort of get some of the song's parts, and English being an international language, it reaches a lot of people. And Indonesians, those who still are developing their English skills, they can also listen to the song and sort of get a glimpse of what the song is about just from listening and without having to look at translations. So maybe that's one reason why I was as well.
It could be plus, it could be a minus, but I needed Runa to write the translations of the Japanese lyrics, because without understanding what those lyrics actually meant, it doesn't paint the full picture of the song. A song is basically a story. It has a flow, it has a start, it has an end, it has a climax. And if you don't understand what those lyrics mean, you won't understand how we get to certain points of the song. It could go both ways. You can have people from Japan, people from Indonesia, people that understand English to be able to understand the song, but probably just those individual parts of the song, like not the lyrics in its entirety. Next question?
Yeah.
Next question. Okay. So it's number 1. What's the inspiration behind Paradise? This is interesting. This will be fun. So this is the fascinating thing. The thing that we got inspired by did not end up making the cut.
Yeah, I agree. So
I've been saying that the lyrics of the song changed a lot, and the reason for that is because we changed the meaning. The start, like when we started writing Paradise, what we had in mind was about first love, but instead of talking about first love, it ended up talking about moving on.
it started from being about experiencing first love and like having a relationship into a response towards that. It sort of make a twist into like, what if that relationship do not last until the present, and like you sort of need to learn how to move on. So it sort of changed into that kind of message.
But like the actual story that we got inspired by, would you like to share the actual story that we got inspired? Just like a short synopsis.
Just a synopsis, yeah. So the inspiration was actually like, so we were having a friendly, chill Google Meet with our friend, and then she sort of shared her story of how she first had her crush at school at around elementary, and we were fascinated by how sweet and cute the story was. And like, so we were like, Runa, do you want to make a song about this? I'm like, sure, Wolvin, why not?
At first, it started out as a joke, though. We were joking in the Google Meet, like, I was talking to Runa, like, Runa, should we make an OST? I think it'll be such a cute OST, right? And then I think, was it a week or like several days after? I texted Runa. I asked her like, yo, bro, are you actually serious about this? Do you want to do it? And then I had drafts at that point. I already had drafts. And I sent it to you, and you told me you also had drafts. And then we exchanged them, and I think we should just do this. Cause like, it seems like both of us are ready. So yeah, that's kind of how like, we got together and started making the song, which is quite a funny story if you think about it as well.
Yeah, so just to recap, it's the inspiration of the song is our friend's first crush, the story of how she met him and how apparently they have mutual feelings.
Okay, next question. Number 11. Anything you're worried about Paradise's release? I'm personally not worried about it. I'm not worried about anything in particular. Mostly because I trust in us. I trust in our product. I think it's a great song. It's a great song for a rookie. That's what I think, okay?
I'm not exactly worried about the reputation, but it's more of, you know how Paradise can be interpreted like from one perspective, but as it reaches more and more people, you kind of might stumble upon different perspectives. Like, the message that we want to convey to you guys through the song is our way of responding to past love. Like, moving on is one way to look at life differently and to remember that there are still a lot of things to live for. So this is art. Art has a lot of room for interpretation. So you guys are free to see the song in your own way, in your own interpretations, and we accept how we have differences and how our minds may work differently.
Hey everyone, Future Wolvin here speaking. So we decided to divide Paradise Q&A into two parts. You're currently watching Paradise Q&A Part 1 and Part 2 should release in a few days. So please like and subscribe to both me and Runa. Our channels are both listed at the description below, and please also click those notification bells so you won't miss it when Paradise Q&A Part 2 comes out. And our social medias are also down there, so while you're at the description, give us a follow in Instagram so you won't miss our other projects or updates about Paradise. So see you guys in Paradise Q&A Part 2.